Hello, everyone, and welcome to Counselor Area Feature Friday. I'm your host, Brian Urban. In these features, we hope to give you some simple tips, tidbits, and tricks to make your days easier and your patients happier. In this feature, we're going to talk about the ability to see a list of patients that you've recently viewed. And we're talking specifically about the Patients Viewed Recently dashboard widget. Now, this is a tool where you can see patients that you looked at a certain time ago, today, a day ago, right? And this can come in very handy when, let's say, you were working in a patient profile on Friday, and then over the weekend something's bugging you, and then Monday morning you think, oh, right, I need to do that one last thing for them. Instead of having to look through your notes or the schedule or various things, you can simply just go back and say, okay, which patients was I looking at 3 days ago or today or 7 days ago, whatever the case may be, right? So you can quickly identify those patients. Now, the patients that will show up on this list are any ones that have been viewed within their profile, as well as an invoice, as well as a patient visit. So even if you sort of get to their profile through a different way, maybe you are doing working with the invoice report generator, or you're working through the dashboard and you clicked on a visit for a patient or something, they then will show up on this list. Okay, and as you can see, you can switch the when you last when this patient was last viewed. You also can look all staff. Typically, you're going to look at your own profile, but you could jump between different people. And this can be very handy as well. If, let's say, in a busy practice, someone says, oh, I have a question about so-and-so patient, but you're busy, you're doing other things. When you get back to your desk and go, oh, who are they talking about, right? You could jump into that, select that person, see the patient profiles they were looking at, go, oh, this is the person they were talking about, right? And very quickly identify, who you need to be, what profile you need to look at. So it's really designed for really quick, easy access to just transitory data, right? Information that you need for a second. Sometimes it gets forgotten, and then you jump back and say, oh, I need to check out Roycan's profile, right? So it makes it very easy to do so. If ever needed, of course, you can download this as well. But simply, you most commonly will view the patient on the list, click into their profile, and you go forward from there. Okay. I do want to make one very important differentiation. So the patient viewed recently widget is similarly named to the patient last reviewed widget. Now, this is a very different purpose here. The patient's last reviewed widget is looking at the field within the patient profile. Let me just show you where that is here, down towards the bottom where the record's last reviewed. Some clinics like to, maybe on an annual basis, they'll look through patient profiles just to make sure that the contact information is up to date. They might do an eligibility check on insurance to make sure they still have the current insurance information. It can be a really nice way of making sure that your files are up to date, right? So once again, the patient last reviewed has a very different focus. So the context here we're talking about with this Feature Friday is about the patient viewed recently. This is a much more active, dynamic set of data about who you've looked at recently. Okay, so overall, of course, if you have any questions about this dashboard widget, please give us a call, email us, live chat us. We are always happy to help. Thank you very much for joining us for today's Counselor Feature Friday. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.